4 female fantasies men are too scared to talk about. Most men think they understand what turns a woman on, but what if I told you the wildest parts of her desire are the ones she'll never say out loud? Not because she's shy, but because most men are too scared to hear them. In today's video, we're unlocking 4 female fantasies that men either overlook or are too intimidated to explore. These aren't cheap tricks, they're real desires shaped by emotion, trust, and deep craving. This isn't about shock value, it's about connection. If you're ready to understand what really turns her on, not just in bed, but in her heart and her head, then buckle up, because these are 4 female fantasies every man needs to hear, but most are too afraid to ask. This is what she really wants behind closed doors, and how to bring her wild side to life. This will change how you see women, and maybe even how she sees you. 1. She wants it more than you think, but not like a chore. Here's the truth most men miss. She wants sex, probably more than you realize, but not the kind that feels like a task, a checkbox, or something squeezed in between tired nights and busy schedules. 7 out of 10 women admit they crave more sex and more romance. But here's the key. They don't just want more physical connection, they want more emotional seduction. One woman put it perfectly. I'd want sex more often if it wasn't so chore-like. Seduce me, turn me on. That starts long before you touch her. It's in the way you look at her across the room, the way you talk to her in the middle of the day, the little touches that remind her she's still desired. Real foreplay begins hours before the bedroom, through voice notes, teasing messages, or simply showing up with presence and intention. Flirt like it's your first date. Compliment her like she's still your mystery. Set a mood, light a candle, play the song that played on your first road trip together. Most men stop courting the woman they love, but if you want her to want you more often, start making her feel wanted again. And when she feels that way, don't be surprised when she starts making the first move, often. That's why I'm excited to have the Wing Girl method as the sponsor of today's video. Founded by renowned dating expert and fellow YouTuber Marnie, your personal wing girl, whose channel has grown to over 1.4 million subscribers, as well as being featured on MTV, Dr. Drew, Ask Men, and Penthouse. Her goal is to help improve the dating lives of men. But let's be honest, guys suck at flirting, and that's where Marnie comes in. She has helped thousands of men transform their dating lives with her science-backed flirting method, the F formula, which has been used by tens of thousands of men worldwide. This proven system helps you attract the women that you want and build your confidence. This isn't for guys who are content with being alone forever. It's for those ready to break free from their flirting failures and finally date the women they deserve. If you're not taking action now, you're just setting yourself up to be left behind while others grab the opportunities you're too scared to go after. Even if you think a girl is out of your league or not interested, this step-by-step formula can change that. It shows you exactly how to make any woman eager to escalate with you, date you, sleep with you, and be with you. No need to look like a model or have millions in your bank account. With the F formula, those things aren't necessary. Apply this method, and you'll start seeing results almost immediately. Why trust Marnie's F formula? Over 100,000 men have already experienced life-changing results. This is your chance to date like the top 10% of men. And because the Wing Girl method is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an unbeatable deal. Just click the first link in the description now, grab your exclusive preview of the F formula completely free. Plus, if you decide to pick up the full program, you'll get an extra 20% off. If you're tired of failing at flirting and being stuck on the sidelines, stop wasting time. Take control of your dating life. Click the link below and get access right away. 2. She craves more kissing, the kind that says, I still want you. It's easy to forget, but one of the most overlooked female fantasies is also one of the simplest. She wants to be kissed. Deeply, passionately, and often. Not just during foreplay, not just when you want sex, but spontaneously, like you can't help yourself. For many women, kissing is more than physical. It's emotional. It's connection. It's a reminder that you still desire her, not just as a body, but as a woman you crave. And the truth, most men stop kissing like they mean it once the relationship settles. They get efficient, mechanical, but she remembers those early days, the slow makeouts, the sudden kisses in the kitchen, the ones that made her knees weak, and she misses them more than she'll say. When we polled women, 63% said they just want to be kissed more. not because they're needy, but because it makes them feel wanted. Try this. Next time you're near her, grab her waist, pull her close, and kiss her like you did when you were trying to win her. 2 full minutes. That's all it takes to fire up her body's chemistry. Dopamine, oxytocin, even testosterone. All those good hormones that make her feel alive, open, and turned on. You don't need a script, just presence, just intention. Because when a kiss feels real, it tells her what words never quite can. I still choose you. 3. The stripper fantasy. Owning the spotlight on her terms. It might sound wild, even silly at first, but many women secretly fantasize about being a stripper. Not for the money, not for the attention of random men, but for the rush of power, confidence, and total control over how her body is seen and desired. In that fantasy, she's not objectified. She's in charge of the gaze. She's the one setting the pace, commanding attention, and deciding what's revealed and when. Stripping isn't about shame. It's about play, boldness, and stepping into her sensuality without apology. And some women love the idea of performing just for their man. Dim lights, slow music, heels clicking on the floor, moving in rhythm not to impress, but to express. It's a fantasy of being adored, but also of being watched with deep hunger on her terms. If your woman hints at this, don't laugh it off. Lean into it. Ask her what she'd want the room to feel like. Would she want you silent and mesmerized, or cheering her on like a wild audience? Set the stage. Light a candle. Be the man in the front row who tips generously, not with cash, or maybe with a few notes tucked playfully into her G-string, but with attention, desire, and admiration. Because for her, the real thrill isn't the dance. It's the freedom to own her desire and know you'll worship her for it. She fantasizes about getting wild outdoors because the risk turns her on. Here's something most men don't realize. Even the most composed, well-mannered woman you know may secretly fantasize about doing something completely reckless, like getting it on outside. Not in a trashy way, but in that spontaneous, adrenaline-fueled, let's break the rules together kind of way. Whether it's a secluded beach at night, the shadows of a quiet park, or even a locked bathroom during an event, what turns her on isn't just the act, it's the risk. It's knowing she could get caught, that the moment is bold, forbidden, and unforgettable. And here's the kicker. Most women would never act on it unless they deeply trust the man they're with. Because it's not about being dangerous, it's about feeling safe enough to be daring. It's about you pulling her out of her good girl role and into something raw and exciting. But most guys miss the signs, or worse, play it too safe. If your woman drops hints about PDA, playful teasing in public, or says things like, "I've always wanted to try something crazy," she's testing to see if you can lead her into her wild side. And when you do, you'll unlock a version of her that's more alive, more connected, and more sexually charged than you've ever seen. The fantasy isn't about being reckless. It's about the freedom to feel again, to be fully in the moment. That's all with you. Her fantasies aren't dirty, shameful, or weird. They're just unspoken. Female desire is rich, layered, and wildly misunderstood. These fantasies aren't just about sex. They're about freedom, trust, power, and emotional intimacy. And once a man has the courage to listen without judging, she'll open doors most men never even knew existed. So if this opened your eyes or made you rethink how you show up for the women in your life, hit that like button to support the channel. Drop a comment. What surprised you most? And if you're bold enough, share a fantasy you never talk about either. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. This is where men grow, not just in confidence, but in real, deep connection.